Good morning, homeschool mamas. It is Saturday. My husband's running errands. My oldest, I'm making coffee. My oldest is on an overnight and my littles are upstairs, and so I am doing what I always do on Saturday morning, like 5 loads of laundry, lesson planning, schoolroom tidy, and copious amounts of coffee guzzling. Okay, so here is the table in the schoolroom. So I did reorganize my bigger tray. All right, so I've got my planner ready to go, and obviously, and then I have 3 children. You'd think I have like 6 by how much stuff I have on my table, but I'll explain. Okay, so stuff in the middle, I've got family subjects right now. So I've got Bible and history book, and then this holder right here has pre-printed stuff. And I like to do my family subjects first, and then I can just put those books away, and then I just move on. Okay, so then this is Everett's pile right here, and then that's just that red book. I don't know if you guys can hear the kids running around. That red book is just a dictionary, but we like to keep it out all the time. And then I have, so Everett, this is my 6th grader. This is what I decided to kind of like, I just pulled some things for Bo, and I'll show you. And then this pile is William, my 2nd grader. This is our electives pile. I'll explain a little bit more later. I've got All About Money for Everett and Star Wars folded flyers for Will. And then this is my bonus pile, and I'll explain later. If you would like, if you're interested in what is a bonus pile or a bonus file, I have one for Everett and one for Will, leave me a comment down below that says bonus. Start with Beauregards. I actually just like to put, I leave this blank so I can just fill in whatever week it's gonna be. So it's gonna be 9/12 to 9/18. So Monday is gonna be the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and then I've got the 17th and the 18th. Like that. So family subject, Bible here, and then I write math, but really it's just like numbers, letters. I can't write there very well on this line, so I just leave a space for lunch, because that's about when we have lunch anyways. And read aloud. And then over here for him, I'm just gonna write activities. So activities would be anything outside the house that I'm gonna plan on doing for him. Okay, so he just doesn't have that much to do. So I have this little index card box I made for him, and I've got both his letters and his numbers in here and the programs I am using. So I am using for his math memory game for his numbers. So I've got those in there so I can play memory with him. And then I've got the ones on deck, all the cards I would like him to learn. And then the letters memory game back here. I'm still trying to teach him the letters of his name, B, E, A, and U. So I'll be playing memory, or just like flashcards, or match my card. Like I'll put one down and I'll say it, and I'll ask him to put his down and say it. So it's real simple. I actually just leave it together and I leave it out so it's easy for me to grab. So I'm just gonna make a note, and then when I start doing my actual lesson planning, I am penciling it in. So remember, he's pre-K, so who knows what we actually get to, right? So for math, I'm just gonna write memory. And right now he is up to 1 through 4. So I'll just write that in for now. But then the rest of the week, and this is such a quick game. And you can draw it out, you can make it longer, you can play with the flashcards that come with it a little bit more. And then I'm not going to do anything with them on Sunday. I'll just leave the numbers blank for the rest of them because I don't know if we're going to add more, if we'll be able to add on or not, or if it's just going to stay 1 through 4. So I'll just write that in, and then whenever I do this activity, when it's done, I'll just check it off. So, I mean, I may not do it every day, but I just write it down every day so I can just check it off if I want to. And then letters, he is doing, since he's already doing memory, maybe I won't do memory this week for him for letters with the flashcards. Again, maybe I will just do B, E, A, and U, and on the blackboard. Right, and then I'll just write BB for blackboard to just remind myself that we're going to be writing those letters on the board that day. Okay, lunch, smiley face. And then read aloud. I have Aesop's Fables that I wanted to start reading to the kids. And you know, all the kids like to listen to these. But I put it on Bo's schedule, and this one has really cute pictures in it. And this particular book came with like an MP3 you could download, and there's actually a reader. So for some reason, let's say what if you're sick? What if you've lost your voice? You know, we still have to homeschool. You can actually just bring it up on your computer and let them listen to the story while they look at it if they're too young to read. So I really like that one. So for our read aloud is going to be Aesop's Fables. And I'll just read him a new one each day. Okay. And I might even do it on Sunday. So I actually going to use, I was just using a spelling flashcard as a bookmark, but I printed out an extra reading comprehension bookmark, and these are in my TPT store. I've talked about them in my McGuffey Meets Grammar video, but I'm actually going to start, I'm just going to put it in here with things that I read, you know, to the kids, and then I might just kind of talk about this stuff myself. Or if one of the older boys is listening in, and you know, I can ask questions of them. So yeah, I'm going to use that. And then I'm looking back because I'm getting done. I'm just taking everything I've already planned and putting it to the left, you know, to the left. And then the things that I'm still planning are on the right. So I did, all the boys, they grabbed these little notebooks. They picked one from the Dollar Tree the other day. And so the boys, I'll talk about when I get to their piles, but Everett and Will have their own. So Bo wanted one too. So I just made him one. And he can do whatever he wants in this little notebook. But I'm going to keep it out for him so he can practice writing or drawing or whatever he wants. Oh yeah. I forgot. I am working on his fine motor skills. We did colored for me. He rips them out for me. But we tried to practice straight lines this week on here. And I let him use the highlighter because I like the highlighter. It doesn't show through as much if it's the lighter colors, but you can do multiple colors over the top of it. And so I'm going to have him do some of these this week too for fine motor skills. And I'll link, this was a TPT resource, I'll link it. Call that one extra, and I'll just write, you know, fine motor skills. And then I'll write FMS the rest of the week. We'll see if we get him to do one. Sometimes I do like to try to get something fine motor skill in. And Sometimes I use our light bright, because they're using those little things, or puzzles, but we'll just do that one this week. And we are also, we are still reading our Richard Scarry's counting book, our best counting book ever. And we're just going through it. So I will write that in the math. RS counting book. Right. Counting book. Counting book. Counting book. Counting book. Okay. And a lot of times, like, we've got, like a craft or something we're doing, or he's playing with kinetic sand or something. So sometimes I like to write, free play over here and write down some ideas for myself. So I might just do that. I might just write free play, and I might say, like, he's been really into his trains lately. So I'll say we'll set up his trains for him. Maybe we'll do the kinetic sand one day. And I've got like a whole little bunch of toys that go with it. And maybe we'll do paint. He's like obsessed with painting. And then what's another idea? If I ever run out of ideas, I go back to my, at the beginning of my planner, I have my subject and materials page. I already did all my thinking, before the school year started. So let's say I could do more fine motor skills. I could do scissor skills. We could do coloring. Oh, he's got magnetic tiles. I forgot about those. Oh, and the light bright, which I said, let's just put that in there. I say light bright. What was some of the ones I said? I said magnetic tiles. And I've done all my pre-thinking about this stuff beforehand, so I know that all of these materials and resources that I've picked, that they will fit into some of the goals or subjects for the year that I've already preset. Okay, so then, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill out the Bible. This is a family subject and he's involved in it as well. So I can move all his stuff done over to the left. We've already completed the theology or the ology of this series, and I'm moving on to Wonderful. And so I will just fill in his. So we're just starting it out. We're starting with chapter 1. I like to write what it is. Oliver's story. And I like to do this first thing in the morning with the kids. I make a snack plate and we'll do Bible together. This one's kind of longer. I'm just going to read it to him. Okay, and then we've got welcome to the Psalms. Oh, and it's gonna go Psalms 1 through 4. We'll say live like a tree by the water. Live like a tree. And so it looks like it's about 2 pages and a prophecy about Jesus. And then the Psalms tell stories. And then, Yahweh. And then we go to church on Sunday, but the kids usually ask if we try to do something without doing our Bible, but they start forming a small rebellion against me. And God speaks to you through the Psalms. Okay, so now that that one's done, family subject, okay, I put that off to the left too. So we've got Beauregard, my preschoolers week planned. Like I said, whether we get to things or not, I'm not too concerned. You know, he's just in preschool. I do like to keep in mind that, so the boys, his brothers, will be going to Taekwondo on Monday, and when they go to Taekwondo, I take him to the playground, and he really looks forward to it, you know, weather permitting. Tuesday is trail life for his brothers, so I'll be home with him. That's in the evening. Wednesday, there's teen life, and then we should invite his little friend Callan over too. What day should we do that? Let's say we do a play date on, let's say Friday. Callan. Well, I need to text his mom today while his brothers are gone. Okay, so, and then of course we go to church on Sunday. And then Wednesday, what other day are they gonna do Taekwondo this week? This is when you have multiple kids, you're like trying to like work their schedules in together, you know what I mean? So they're gonna be going on Monday and Friday. So those are, yeah, so that's when they'll come over. Let's say around 4:30. And Monday they do class at 6:10. Okay, so maybe Wednesday I need to take him on a walk. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll leave those other days open, but that's my tentative plan. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and plan for his brothers. So I've already planned my preschoolers week. So I'm going to plan my 6th graders week. Since Bible is a family subject we do together and I already planned that out for my preschooler, I was able just to copy it really quick. We're reading Wonderful. It's introducing children to the Psalms. So I just copied down what readings we are going to do. I am working in my lesson planner. I will link it down below in case you're interested. I designed it so that I could just write in subjects and I could write in dates because, you know, that's helpful. Anyways, so I have Everett stuff stacked over here. I'm just going to grab it from one side of me, and when I'm done, I'm going to place it on the other side of me until I'm done, and then I'll put it all away. So Everett, first of all, I make sure he has his to-do list, and I like to just like go in and rip out the used pages just so he has a fresh week. Thing doesn't get confused. All right, that's done. That was easy. All right, and then, yeah, we tried his own lesson planner. He just wasn't touching it at all, but he will use these little Dollar Tree notebooks. So this is helping him be more independent. Okay, so I am going to start with the easy thing, that's math. So I just know he's gonna be doing Saxon math. I say L for lesson, and then I just write in whatever one he did. So I just put it in, and I fill that part in later, check it off when it's done. And he just does one lesson a day. Okay, and in case you're wondering, for us, I wrote Saturday/Sunday, because I know for those of us that do the 6-day learning week, we actually do Sunday, but I just make it kind of a shorter day. So after church, we come home, we eat lunch, we change our clothes, and then we just do a little bit of schooling in the schoolroom. Okay, so next is reading. That's another really easy one. I try to focus on the 3 R's first, and then extra stuff. If we get to extra stuff, we get to the extra stuff, but we're focusing on reading, writing, and arithmetic first. So of course there's math. Okay, so reading, he is currently reading, this is a G.A. Henty book, and it's True to the Old Flag. And I try to have him pick something that for his reading time that corresponds to our history sometimes. I'll make a further video more in depth about the reading, how we use the reading list to our advantage, and more family subjects. But he's reading True to the Old Flag, and he does chapter notes with it. I'll link this down below. It's a assignment I designed, and it's in my TPT store. But I just make sure he hasn't lost his notes because he's lost before. It's kind of a bummer. Okay, they're still in there. Good. I know he's on page 200, and at the beginning of the week, I do like to write that down. So he's starting on page 200. So I can see how much reading he's getting done. And he is right now being assigned 1 hour, and then he does his chapter summary. Read 1 hour. Chapter summary. Read 1 hour. See, like, my handwriting gets worse and worse as I go. And then, let's see. Sometimes if I ever get like lost, I'm like, wait, what am I having us do? I might look back to see what else. Oh yeah, I consider vocabulary to be reading. And we are having him work through red hot root words. So this week isn't done because this is Saturday and tomorrow is our last day. So he still has the packet that he's been working on in here, and he has to finish it and take a test tomorrow. Obviously he didn't finish his last assignment yesterday because he had to leave early, but you know, those things happen. So this is when I would grab out, I just have I pre-print a bunch of all my things that are packet work, and I just pull him out a fresh one. So he is doing his vocab packet, Latin root words, and he uses that every week. He gets a new one to use with his book. So he is doing, for this date range, for the week of 9/12 to 9/18, subject is reading, and he's going to be on vocab list. He's going to be doing lesson 23 in here. Gen, right? It means origin or birth. And he'll be able to, we'll see what his grade is at the end. So I'm just going to slide that right here in his book so it's ready for him. Move that over to the done pile. And then I just write that in. So we do vocab, packet, right? And he just works through it during the week. He knows what to do. As soon as we're done with this book, we'll move on to book 2 in that series. Okay, so for writing, I have this book I wanted us to start reading this week, the writing course. So we're just gonna read it together. And then I'm just gonna have him do daily grams, do 1 a day, and those are really short. See, like a day is just 1 page. And he hasn't even started it yet. This will be the first week he's starting this. So before we go on to essay writing this year, we're gonna read this, and then he's gonna do a little bit of grammar review. And then, so I'm gonna put that under writing. We're gonna read the writing course. And I will put, I'll link to my video where I talk about 6th grade curriculum picks for language arts for him, in case you want any of these links to any of these things that I'm going over today. So read the writing course, and then we're gonna do daily gram, and then we actually do, I consider spelling as part of writing. We're gonna start the spelling packet. So then we're gonna say, I'm just gonna say read, WC writing course, DG daily gram, spelling. And this day we are just gonna do, I want it to be a light day. We'll just do the spelling test this day. Okay. And then I record like spelling tests, the vocab tests. I record those. Sometimes I give myself a little circle if I'm gonna record a grade for something. Okay, so that I can put over, and then I just make sure I have his spelling folder. So he's got, yeah, we're still actually going through the 5th grade one. This was like last week was weird, like we got all off. So I think we'll just continue, like he didn't really get going on this one. So we'll just pick up where we left off. We're staying in the same lesson 17, and we'll redo it. And I'll just make a little note, lesson 17. So science we are not doing right now because we are doing history. Okay, so let's see here. And then I also have a reading folder for him. I'll check that. So, that's right. This is why I have to look at stuff. It reminds me that we are working through text structure. I bought a text structure unit for him to do. So I need to pull out, this is part of the bonus, efforts bonus file. So whenever I like buy things that I think are going to be helpful, but I'm not really sure when I'm going to stick them in, I just put them in the bonus file. And I like check it when I go to lesson plan to see if there's anything in there and where it could fit in. So this is really more of a reading assignment to understand, like a reading comprehension thing. So let's see. Let's take a look at his schedule and see where that would fit. So reading, so we got to read an hour, chapter summary, vocab packet, the writing course. So let's just put it actually in the electives to see, because it's not 100% vital, but if we can get to it, it'd be great. But I am planning on him doing, I already organized these in the order how I want to do them. And so we'll do Journey of a Letter. Let's just try to do 2. So we're finishing up the chronological or sequential structure, and we're moving on to learn about cause and effect structure. And this will help him with his writing too eventually, when he gets to it. So I will put, Monday, what day does he have activities? This is something else I think of. When he has activities, I try not to add extra things to those days. So he is going to be going to Taekwondo on, let's see here, Monday at 6:10. So let's not do it this day. And then, let's see, Tuesday, he is going to Trail Life, and that starts at 6, I think. And then, or is it 6:30? I think it's 6:30. Okay. And then on Wednesday, he has youth group, and that definitely starts at 6:30. It's 6:30 to 8. And then on Thursday, I don't think we're going to do it on Thursday. I think we're going to do it on Taekwondo, second day. Friday at 4:30. There we go. So 5:15. And then of course we have church on Sunday. Okay, so these are the days he's leaving to go do stuff. So really the only day he doesn't have anything is this day. So for sure we will do text structure. Oops, text structure. And not sure which one yet. And then what day? I'll try to find one that he goes later in the day. Maybe, so 6:30 he goes to Trail Life. But that's a longer drive, so we actually have to leave a tiny bit earlier. To Grundo. I feel like Mondays are hard. We'll just do Tuesday. Okay. So the first one will be Journey of a Letter. I hate when my pencil starts getting dull. I'll be back. Do you guys hate that? Okay, and then we'll do Giant Panda Problem. So this is still chronological, sequential. Then we'll do Giant Panda Problem. And this is cause and effect. Okay. So I'll put those into his reading folder. I like even wrote myself notes in here. And it's because we always start with, we give him this. Those are the ones he's already done. So the ones that we're gonna do that we haven't done yet, I just leave loose. I like to give myself a little note. Okay, put that in his pile. And then, I mean, I feel like I do have his bonus. This is his bonus file, but the text structure stuff is from that, so I'm not gonna bother looking in here right now. I'll just put it to the side. Okay, and then the last thing left to do is his history, which is saving me a step because I do it with his younger brother too, so I only have to plan it once and then I just copy it. So we haven't done, what days? Let's do Monday. It's kind of, actually, we kind of like doing it. So this is from The Good and the Beautiful. We're still working on year one. We started kind of halfway through the year. I switched curriculums last year. So yeah, we're still going on it. And then this one is Valley Forge. And I like to do these. Sometimes I do Bible and then I do history because it's more like led by me. Maybe I'll stick that one in there on Sunday. The next one too. I'll do one on Sunday. I'm trying to do 3 a week right now. So since the youth group doesn't start till 6:30, that's a good day. Okay, so this is lesson 46. Which is going to be Articles of Confederation. We are really enjoying the Good and the Beautiful history curriculum. I would recommend it to anybody. So this is one though, this actually, all this stuff was planned for the week, but the week just got weird, and so we ended up not doing it at all for a week. And I just, so I don't take that. I don't stress about this one. I don't grade anything. It's just and the kids just really enjoy it. The end of the Revolutionary War. There, that's the plan. So now I can put this away. I love when my pile is shrinking and shrinking. Okay, so I've planned for Everett for the week. It's a pretty full week. Okay, I'm ready to move on to my second grader. So what I like to do, since I've already planned a couple of these things, I just go back and check. So him and Everett go to Taekwondo at the same time. So I can just go over to my activities. These are things that we do outside of the house. And copy the stuff that he doesn't go to that. He goes to Trail Life too. And then I don't think they've started up Awanas yet. Usually Awanas is on this day. But I don't know that I don't know. I'm gonna put Awanas. Question mark. So I need to check the schedule for that. Okay, so then he goes nothing on Thursday, Taekwondo on Friday, 4:30 to 5:15. Of course, we have church on Sunday. Okay, so then the other thing we all do together is Bible. So we've got, I'm just going to copy off of Everett's page. We have chapter 1, Oliver's story. We are just starting Wonderful. It's a book introducing the kids to the Psalms. I'll go to the Psalms. And I already went through the whole thing when I was doing bows. And I mean, some people, I mean, maybe it's weird that I'm like rewriting stuff from page to page, but for the kids. But in my mind, what I'm thinking is, because I'm always doomsday planning for like if something horrible happens and I don't know, like the government decides that they're gonna start checking up on us homeschoolers or whatever, and I have to send in records. I just like the record to be complete. Like if they were only asking about one kid, then I could, I would have everything. I wouldn't have to say, oh, but I wrote, on something else. I don't know. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. This is just how I like to do it. And I like to see everything that they're doing, like each kid in one place. Okay, the other thing that we do together is right now social studies. We do science together, but I alternate either science or social studies. I don't try to do them both at the same time. So when we're done with our social studies book, we'll do a science book. We just switch back and forth. Okay, so social studies, we are doing The Good and the Beautiful. We're still in year 1 because I switched over last year in the middle of the year from Story of the World. And nothing against Story of the World, I just liked this one better. So then, what did I choose? I chose Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. And sometimes, like, these lessons don't take very long, so sometimes I am just catching up, like all on one day. Like sometimes Sunday will just turn into a history morning or a history afternoon, and we just binge history and we just knock it all out, and the kids really like it. So, okay, so that was easy. So then for math, and I did get him his own little, he picked this one out from the Dollar Tree to do his to-do list. So I think I already ripped out the old ones, but that's all fresh and ready for him to go. So I'll put it to my done side on my left. Math facts, we're doing math facts. So he's got his cards in here. So I will put that onto his math section, and then he's also doing Ray's arithmetic. So I'm just checking to make sure we're not like gonna be out of the book. Okay, now we've got plenty of workbook left, so I can just do, I just assign a page a day, and at the bottom it'll say that like work all problems like 6 through 14 in lesson 37 on page 40. So sometimes it does give some extra work from the book to do, and I usually let him just do that on the chalkboard or whatever, because I just don't need any extra paper around. And then the ones, a lot of them like this, it'll sometimes tell us to have like the teacher orally quiz you on this. So, he'll do a workbook page, and then it'll have, like 6, oral questions assigned that I'll do with them. And that's good because it keeps me checking in with him that I can tell that he's understanding it or not, So that's good. I'll just write Bray's workbook page, whatever. And I leave these blank because he hasn't had to do it so far, but if he really didn't get something, then we would have him maybe redo it. And then like sometimes he gets ambitious and he does more than one page, like without me. I'll tell him just to do one, and he comes back, he's done like 2. So I learned just like not to write in the page number for that reason. Okay, that's done. So for reading, I do like 3 resources. Like, and this is how I do them. So I do McGuffey's. He's in the second eclectic reader right now. And I do have some videos. I'll link them down below if you're interested in that, on how we do these. So again, I kind of do the same thing because I have him keep doing the same lesson until he is done. McGuffey, this is the revised. And then I say L for lesson. So I'll fill that in to see which one he does, because sometimes we move him to the next one the next day that he comes to it. And then he does that one Monday and Thursday. Let's see what lesson he gets to. And then we do comprehension check-ins with that one, which is oral, and I have a video on that. I'll link it down below. It's McGuffey meets grammar. So I'll just write down comp check. This is just an oral check-in where I talk with them. But I have to write it down so I don't forget, and I like to check it off that I'm doing it, okay? And then these are a married couple, the copy work. So he's doing print copy work to go with this book right now. And right now he's just assigned 4 lines, you know, like this, per day that he does it. And he doesn't always, like, if he masters a lesson, he doesn't, you know, have to finish it all, but that's up to you. This is for sale on my TPT store, and I'll link my language arts sequence printable for you, because there's links to all these products in it in case you're interested in looking at any of them. But I have him I assign him 4 lines, so I just say CW for copy work on those days. You know, and for a long time we just did these, like for first grade. But, you know, for my own reasons, I started changing things up, and I've talked about that in other videos, so I don't want to bore you here. So the next thing we do is the original McGuffies. So I write McG Orge. Oh, I forgot to write flashcards. Oops, in his math. So see, this happens. I can't talk and write very well, right? And I just tell him to set the timer for like 10 minutes. So then the FC for flashcards. Because, you know, we're still working on our math facts. Right? Okay, so then again, lesson. I don't know which one it's going to be. And we do the grammar check-in with the bookmark that I've talked about in that same video as the other one. So I'll say grammar check-in. Grammar check. That one. These are just like oral check-ins where I'm asking questions and we're just kind of working together. Okay. And what's married to this one right now is the how to write a sentence. So I was doing gentle grammar, and I just thought he needed some more explicit instruction on sentence writing, and so I picked up this resource. So he does I did an introductory lesson about it. Here I made this. This is free in my TPT store if you want one to do this with your kids. But he is on. I just have him do a page or 2. See, it looks like maybe we didn't finish that one. So maybe we'll go over 8 and then do 9. And I always bookmark everything for us so that he doesn't necessarily need me because just tell him what to do, because everything's just like bookmarked for him, right? So I'm gonna say for writing that day, this is his sentences unit, page 8 and 9, and then he does it again here. Sentences unit, And then the third we do, this really helps him not get bored, is we do the Tale of Betsy Butterfly, and I've talked about this and how we are bridging into the RC reading list, and I have a video on that. I'll link it down below for you. But we have been reading Betsy Butterfly, but I want to see how much longer we have in it. Okay, yeah, we've got enough, plenty of chapters still to go. Okay, I don't have to worry. And then he's doing his comic summaries, which is another assignment in my TPT store, and I've talked about that in my language arts videos. So if you're interested in that, find that, because this is like we call it our favorite writing assignment. Okay, so we're gonna do for reading, and we do this one. He usually reads it to me, just like he's reading these to me too. The McGuffies, he reads them to me. And so we'll say Betsy Butterfly, and we just do one chapter. And we'll do it again on this day. And what he does here is he gives me an oral summary afterwards. I just say, okay, well, what happened in that chapter? So he tries to give me like a sequence of events, right? That's kind of what I'm looking for, a sequence of events. Okay, so, and then on that day, I call his comic summaries assignment that I showed you. He's really just writing or drawing the events. And he can make little notes, he can write captions and things, which he does, which is funny. Okay, so that's his reading and writing, and then science, like I said, we're not doing it, and then this one, and I'll just like make a quick note. This is Articles of Confederation. And this one was End of the Revolutionary War. The independent reading, I'm just trying to give him the habit of reading on his own. And so I have been, right now I'm just doing Kids' Choice. And so that's right, Casey, Kids' Choice. He can read whatever he wants in here. Just tell him, go sit down and do your independent reading. All right, so, and then what do I still have? I have his reading. So this is his reading folder where I keep the ones that he's already filled out for his chapter notes and the rest of the assignment stuff, and then like blanks. There's one he already completed, and if we've printed out any pictures of any of the characters, of the animals, then I stick them here for his reference for drawing. I don't really need to do anything with that. I just check on it that it's full. Oh yeah, so I still have, last thing is spelling. So I consider spelling to be in the writing category. So he will start his spelling packet. Start abbreviating spell. He just works his way through the packet. And he knows how to do it now, so he doesn't really need my help. But if he does, I like to check in with him, and then he'll take a spelling test on Sunday. And then I'm just gonna check. Oh, that's right. I have 2 sets of flashcards in here this week because I am having him. I was gonna start a new one, but then he didn't pass his spelling test. I think because he didn't finish some of his assignments, so he's redoing a spelling packet. It was the same thing when I did Everett's, so he's done some of them. But yeah, there were some that he didn't do, and I was like, that's why you didn't pass. You didn't work it enough. So we'll do that, we'll play some spelling hangman and do some word studies together, but that's just more fun. That's like what we do for really, I like to do that, one each, or we use our flashcards to play memory, but that's just all in here. So that's all just part of spelling, and if we don't get to that, we don't get to that. Sometimes I skip the writing assignment and we just play the spelling word hangman.